let's just try this. See? No. I mean, you know, you've got wheels on both sides.
That's true.
This is very important. And they appear to be straight. I'll tell you what, I was in Afghanistan with a guy, and we walked out to go on a mission. This is when I was a contractor there for a little while. My first officer was in the airplane doing cockpit checks. And I go, come here. I said, do you see anything wrong? He got in the wrong airplane. It was missing the right engine, by the way. They were doing heavy maintenance on it. I go, we probably should not fly this one. Of course, he just jumped on the wrong airplane. They're all sitting together, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, insanity. A water drain check every time.
Probably 8, but we're going to assume 5 on the right, although I think it's more. But to be safe, you have at least 5 gallons. It's hard to tell when it's not full, topped off.
How much total fuel do you have here?
What is it, 25, 28
At
gallons?
least 25.
You were thinking
Maybe
25
close
to 30?
to 30, yeah.
Yeah.
The
We
right
aimed
one's
for 10.
completely-
I don't know if we got exactly 10 in this
So,
tank.
now, you know what the fuel burn rate is better than I do, but I'm assuming we'll do about an hour flight, and that's enough for a day. I don't really care how long it lasts. I just,
Maximum for an hour would be 10 gallons for
Yeah.
us, just
yeah.
doing turns and this and that. We won't be cruising that fast, probably 130 at the most.
All right. Well, I think just get up and, I mean, our objectives were to, I think, just test out the airplane.
No bats or birds in that.
Yeah, bats or birds, bad.
I guess we're not. We checked that one yesterday. We're gonna leave the.
No, I wouldn't drain the sump again. I just did it yesterday morning. We haven't run it since.
So does this thing have a drain point on each wing, and then a central drain?
Yeah,
also?
a little sump
Right,
that you got
right.
access with a screwdriver.
Okay.
Got a screen in there. and everything.
This one is completely topped off.
Have you guys got a glass you use, or is there another way to tell how much fuel is in it? I mean, manually.
Oh, for like a gauge.
Yeah, like a gauge.
There's a chain that comes up with the.
Yeah.
That you can sort of use as a measuring tool. I mean, this is not a lot of question as to whether.
Well,
it's
that's right.
full or not.
No, of
But
course,
yeah, as
but-
far as that one, no, it wouldn't be a bad idea to have some kind of like ruler or something you could stick down. It would measure it.
You're
Well-
not supposed to take off with less than a half a tank. You're
Yeah.
on the one you're taking off on.
Right.
That would be the last of the fluid.
This Bonanza is not near as heavy as the later ones.
Yes,
Correct.
the G model is the last of the light Bonanzas. So it's still saying 6, not counting then there's the 7 and the sump and then whatever you put in.
Drain. We know there's 8 in there because we had 7 in there yesterday and we added a quart. As it sits, it drains back.
There's probably more hiding somewhere in the
It's a dry sump, so you got to scavenge pump. As it sits, it just kind of drains back down there, a couple quarts, sometimes up to 3, depending on what you take.
So how?
Should I-
So you're saying you can check it more accurately right after flying it?
You want me to show them the gear intricacies and these are the things to look for? And
I don't know if he's going to be pre-flooding. It'll probably be
well,
like
just
you.
so you
Well, I've read it. I've read it.
All right,
I
the
understand.
uplock.
Yes, yes.
This is the critical fail
Yeah.
point. Ends up putting a hole in the wing. This spring here, we keep it nice and oiled, but it's hot.
Yeah.
On the other side, there's the little clicker deal, the micro switch.
Micro switch, yeah.
And so we click that.
Weight
to
on
make
wheel
sure it's
switch.
working.
Yep.
And then there's one little roller right here that we make sure is this bearing.
Okay.
And it's spinning free and covered in.
Now, is there any fuel in these guys, or do you use these?
No, those won't be used for your flight training. Really, before those get used, we need to scope them out even better.
Yeah. So
To make
right now,
sure there's no leaks or any problems with
are
them.
they electrically disconnected or manually?
They're directly plumbed in,
All right.
and they got a separate gauge.
Okay. But so we won't accidentally activate them and get some old fuel in there.
No, you
no
can't.
fuel in it?
You can't send fuel to them, and there's no fuel in them.
Right. So if you're pushing left rudder, Ben, this is a test question. If you're pushing left rudder in a Bonanza, how are these?
This one comes down, and this one would go.
That's right. That's right.
I don't know if I looked at it yesterday. Looking out the back window.
I noticed they don't necessarily operate together back here like they would with your rudder, because when your rudder, both of them work. You know, that one would be going down right now.
Yeah, and it's with the wheel, the front wheel on the ground. I think it changes things. All that's interconnected. You also have the fact that it's also your
Actually, the ailerons and the rudder actually springs connected to sort of give you coordinated turns. You can fly this thing. I mean, obviously you need the rudder for takeoff and stuff, but
Right.
once you're cruising, you really don't do coordinated turns with rudder. You just fly with ailerons.
Right.
Or you can fly with your feet.
Yeah, I believe it.
The rudder vaders are not going to fall off this flight.
We can.
Okay, I have a question. Howard, you want me taking off, right?
Yes, I want you in the left seat. You're the most familiar.
Okay. Gonna mention a few things just so we know. Okay. After takeoff, if there's an engine failure, I keep it or you take over?
Well, I think it's smartest in this case for you to continue, but I'll just make inputs where I need to. You know, I'll be more concerned about, like say, if we lose an engine, my concern is to get right on the speed for glide. And what is that in this airplane? I've said it, but I don't remember.
Well,
It's probably about 80 knots.
yeah, about 100.
100.
Everything's
Is it
mile
that
an
fast?
hour.
Miles an hour, right. So,
100 is best.
yeah. Sometimes they're actually a little bit fast on that, and I like to be sometimes about 5 or 10 knots slower than they say to get the max performance. But so let's say between 90 and 100, and I don't know what's immediately around us, but do you know, is there any field immediately around us?
Well, as I took off, I would slowly make a left turn. That gets you to better terrain.
Okay.
There's some fields.
And are
off
we
to the
taking
left.
off this way or
Taking
off
downhill?
downhill.
Yeah, it sounds good. Okay, and then you would make a left turn.
Yeah, there's some fields out off to the left here, as about a mile off the runway as you come up. I mean, it's all kind of.
Well,
fields.
there's stuff even before that. I mean, there's
All right.
areas,
What's directly out here?
rougher terrain.
I'm looking north here, right?
Yeah, northeast.
Yeah. Okay.
This is mostly woods and mess, so I would always go more to the left. That's where all the good stuff, the good fields
Yeah.
and things are off to the left.
Well, I don't, want to be morbid, but you and I both know that we have to have a place immediately to look at. So, and by the way, now as I was reading, it suggested 10 flaps, which most aircraft do for a short takeoff. Is there any reason we would not want to do 10 flap takeoff?
That's what I always do.
Static run up, 10 flaps, right?
I start the ground roll before I go to full power.
Why?
Because we got gravel and you're not on pavement. You might suck
Well,
up stuff.
don't wait long, or I will be complaining. And
It's within the first 10 feet or 20 at the most.
I got you. Let's just get a little momentum going. Okay. And then rotating about 60, 65.
65.
Okay.
Flies off. You'll be surprised. It flies
Yeah.
off good.
Yeah. What's a good V/X climb out? About 90?
100.
Yeah.
Your normal cruise climb would be 120.
Yeah.
So the first minute I keep it about at 100,
Yeah.
2600 RPM. After that you reduce to 2300. And
Yeah.
about-
Well, don't be in any hurry to pull any power, please. And I want it as steep as you're comfortable with, within reason on the speed, and probably minimum of 90. And let's. I know the gear is dragging all that, but let's not be in a tremendous hurry on the gear. Although I mean, if we had to put this down quickly and we can find a field, I'd like that gear already down. So I'd like you to kind of make sure that, okay, let's give it a few potatoes if you don't mind. All right, gear up. And then, you know, we can land gear up, but I'd prefer not to if we have a nice place to land.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I agree. This is my baby. Because actually, I've put in more work than any of my siblings.
He's the only one with the interest at the moment, so I agree. But I have not done hardly any flying with headsets, and since this is the first in the test and everything, I'm gonna go with just my ears so I can hear what's going on. With
Well,
the
how are we
engine.
going to talk then?
We'll be able to talk.
I don't know why I even bother plugging it in.
No, I'll put mine on after once we're.
Okay, well, they'll be ready to
Well,
go.
now,
Just turn
wait a
on the
minute,
phone.
Stan. If we have a problem after takeoff, how are you and I going to, I'm afraid we won't be able to communicate clearly.
Just have you didn't even realize the headsets were on when we were taxing with them. You just thought it was
Well,
nice how we
if
could
you
talk.
think it's more important to communicate than for me to hear, actually, that everything sounds exactly like it did for 900 hours when I flew it, I'll put the headset on.
The mechanic would say those things. And I understand why you're saying it, but can we hear in there very well? I'm not going to let you do that very many times, brother. But if it makes you more comfortable today, all right.
I think for the first time, I mean, all I ever did was fly with earplugs.
I don't
basically.
care what you used to do, brother. I love you, but I don't care.
Okay.
I want to communicate with you. So I'll let you do it just for this time so you can hear everything like you're used to. And then you need to quit that, brother.
Well, I'll put them on after we're
And,
established at a safe altitude.
you are awesome.
I
All
mean-
right, let's do this.
I mean, you do fly with your ears. You hear the airspeed.
Yeah, you're wrong. But anyhow, you do have some good senses, I'll admit that. Most people wouldn't even know to say what you're saying, but I'm not going to let you do it very much. So don't get used to it. What do you think? We climb up to about 4 or 5,000?
Yep.
All right. And then let's kind of remain over these fields you like to talk about. And then when we're comfortable, we've made sure that, you know, and I want to feel it too, you know, and feel the edges of the envelope there a little bit. When we're feeling comfortable with things, then let's take it on over to POK, and I'd recommend we do a gear down low approach first. Just see, I want to see the speeds. You normally do full flap landing?
Well, because I always do short field stuff, yes.
Yeah. Well, and it's a calm day. We should probably do full flaps. And
He always
sorry.
comes in at long final. He doesn't know hardly what a pattern is, so he's
well,
just
and a long final on this runway is a smart thing.
Exactly.
I always extend and make a long final when I'm dealing with a challenging field, because you want your stuff exactly right. And I ride the prop a little bit on these things, meaning I don't want to be fast, but I want to have my power set and on, because you don't want to be doing a go around. This is a lesson for later, but you don't want to be coming in idle and then have to go around and add full power. You want to be on the prop, meaning riding it a little bit, letting your prop provide you some lift,
Dragging it
so
in.
that when you are ready to land, you land, because you don't want to be skipping 200 or 300 feet around here, right? For the future.
Yes. The near future.
Okay, boss.
I'm ready.
Okay, all right, let's do it.
Hey, there was
All right, baby.
a little puff of wind out of the south, so we might have to switch runways if that picks up.
Did you leave?
Look at the.
I don't think there's enough wind to even think about it. Let's go the way you want to go, huh?
Baby, you don't have my keys in your pockets.
That'd be cool, wouldn't it? No, I do not.
Okay.